I touch and salute the holy feet of Bharata Mata, the most powerful and the most merciful. An important book. It's not only that we have to achieve. What we have achieved should be taken to the people also. That should inspire everybody. That inspiration will make us move forward further. On this economic empowerment of Bharat in Modi ji's era, the book releasing ceremony, our senior leader, Sriman V. Sadiq ji, author and Member of Parliament in Rajya Sabha, Professor Dr. Sikandar Kumar ji, Bhai Begno, Sabko Namaskar. I extend my heartiest congratulations and the best wishes to Professor Dr. Sikandar Kumar ji for authoring the book Economic Empowerment of Bharat in the Modi era. The book is not merely an academic discussion, but it is a testament to the vision, leadership, and transformative economic policies of our Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji. Professor Dr. Sikandar Kumar ji has beautifully captured the journey of India under the Modi ji's government, a journey of reform, perform, and transform. Over the last decade, India has witnessed a period of remarkable economic transformation and renewed confidence. How Modi ji is able to achieve this? Modi ji is a great believer. That confidence only makes you to move further. Anything you want to achieve in your life, you have to believe in it. And Modi ji is a strong believer that India can come up. That is the reason why from nowhere we have become the 5th largest economy and 4th largest economy, and we are moving towards the 3rd largest economy. Under the leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji, the nation has moved decisively towards structural reforms that emphasize transparency, efficiency, and inclusion. Any development that also should be inclusive of the society, the inclusive of entire society. In 2014, we just started, but we have achieved a lot now. But whether this achievement is sufficient, that is not. That is the will of the Modi ji. By 2047, we should become the superpower of the globe. We must achieve the #1 position economically. That is what we call, Modi ji has called that Viksit Bharat by 2047. The book highlights the structural reforms led by Prime Minister Modi ji, from GST and insolvency law to digital governance and transparent banking systems. Almost whenever Modi ji initiating a new thinking, everybody is very pessimistic and they used to say it is not possible. And he said that zero balance account can be opened by every common man. They thought, how this is all possible, how banking service will go to bad, no service will get for the right customer, so many accounts, how they can handle all these things. It is no more that you are writing everything by hand. Everything goes by digitalization. And because lot of common man has started his own account with, he can start with zero balance. But the deposits have come to the bank in crores and crores of rupees. Now an ordinary street vendor also transacting with the bank. That's why the Modi ji is able to transfer all the beneficial schemes. The benefit is directly getting transferred from Delhi to the person who is living in the remotest corner. no in between, no agency, no agents also. Agency, previously it was government agency. To approach the government agency, there were agents. Now everything has been removed. It is for the central government to the beneficiary living at the remotest corner. When this was said, people were telling it is against the federalism, this is against that is against this. Ultimately, every government, whether it is a state government or the central government, the ultimate aim is that every citizen should get the benefits of the government schemes. They said it is directly involving the central government, it is against the federalism. Now all the state governments are directly transferring because they have been left with no other alternative. Why a man should walk to a taluk office 10 times to get a benefit? This makes the life easy for the beneficiary, not only for the beneficiary, it makes the life easy for the administration also. And the GST, when the GST was introduced, everybody was telling Modi ji when he was the Chief Minister of Gujarat, he opposed the GST. Yes, he opposed the GST. Why he opposed the GST? There is no guarantee from the central government that if their revenue goes down, that will be compensated by the central government. So he knows what is the drawback for the state. He knows how to compensate it. He has done, but the revenue through the GST has gone up. So every government, whether it is a state government or the central government, both are in a comfortable position to go for infrastructure, to go for more beneficial schemes, social security schemes. Everything is possible today. You just imagine if a small manufacturer sitting in the remote place, a handicraft manufacturer sitting in Himachal Pradesh, he is sending the goods to Bhopal. How many checkposts it has to go through? We don't know. And the officers Raj, that particular goods can get unloaded in a checkpost. This small, poor manufacturer has to travel all the way to that checkpost to clear his goods. And how much petrol is getting wasted, diesel is getting wasted. Now there is no checkpost. Overnight, when the GST get introduced, overnight all the checkposts all over the country has been removed. That shows the government is believing the people. The revenue has gone up, but no harassment. It is an end of officers' Raj. So such a huge reform has come in India today. An agriculturist living in Punjab can send his agricultural products to anywhere in the country, to Kerala also. If he gets more price for his paddy or rice, he can send it to Kerala also. So such a reform has come in that makes the government is for more governance, good governance. These are not just policy measures, they were bold steps towards eradicating decade-old inefficiencies and corruption. Modi's slogan of minimum government, maximum governance turned into a working model of efficiency and discipline. Our Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi is very particular about ensuring that 100% benefits should reach the beneficiaries. That is what everybody wants. Now that becomes reality. Not on books, but on reality. By linking every citizen's bank account with their Aadhaar and the mobile number, the JAM Trinity enabled direct benefit transfers, reduced leakages, and brought transparency and efficiency to the governance. It is not only reduced the leakages, it is removed the leakages. So far, the government has transferred over 47 lakh crore rupees directly to the beneficiaries' accounts. That's why everybody is comfortable today. They need not go to a government office that I am eligible, I am eligible, I am eligible, you give me, you give me. Then this installment has come, that installment has come. See, Kisan Samman Nidhi, nobody was thinking of that hard working agriculture should get something like pension. Now it is going 3 times in a year, it goes to his accounts directly. And recently Modi ji has released the Kisan Samman Nidhi from my hometown Coimbatore. So by touch of a button, crores and crores of Kisan is getting that benefit. GST transformed India into a unified national market by simplifying this tax structure. Before that, how many tax? Sales tax, special duty, excise duty, octroi, this, that, so many. Now it is a single tax. And we all, alongside GST, reforms such as insolvency and bankruptcy code. Bankruptcy code and the expansion of the digital public infrastructure have laid a strong foundation for sustainable growth. Failure is a part of the business. That also should be simplified. And now people are talking about the labor laws. The labor laws also should be reformed according to the need of the hour. You cannot switch to the old things all the time. People were against the 3 agricultural laws. But I am telling you honestly, by being a farmer, I am from the farming community, but I am telling you very honestly, the real loss is for the farmers, not for the government. Any government, if they want to develop their state, they have to take the lands from the farmers. There are only 3 types of lands. Except you leave the urbanized small holdings are there. 5 cent, 10 cent, 15 cent. Other than that, there are only 3 lands available. One is foreign lands. Forest lands cannot be touched by anyone. Other is the government's Parambok land, or what do you call wasteland. That is very less in number. That is not available all over. Then third land is only available with the farmers. Which government cannot take from the farmers? But that law provides 3 times more than the government fixed guideline value for that land, or 3 times more of the market value. Now whether the farmers are able to get, every state government is taking one day or the other. There are days, 25 years back, the Tamil Nadu government has taken some land from the farmers. Still they have not paid the compensation. Still they have not paid the compensation. So we have to approach how this is going to practically impact the society. Just I want to oppose someone, so I am saying this is going to do bad, that is going to do bad. That's not good for the society. India's economic empowerment has also been driven by a strong focus on inclusion. Initiatives like Digital India, Make in India, Startup India, and rapid expansion of UPI have empowered citizens, entrepreneurs, and also especially small businessmen. Our Honorable Prime Minister, Sri Narendra Modi ji's vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat marks a decisive shift from dependence to self-reliance. Encouraging domestic manufacturing and innovation. Kumarji has very clearly mentioned how the manufacturing activity is taking place with the data. This is a wonderful book. In a nutshell, you will get all the achievements, all the vision, all the hard work, all the thought process of Narendra Modi ji, which is coming into practically possible and it is existing in front of our eyes. The journey naturally aligns with the larger aspiration of Viksit Bharat, where economic growth is balanced with social justice. People are always asking, why so many free schemes have to be introduced? Free schemes have to be introduced for the poorest among the poor. The beneficiary selection should be fair. So one time we are telling GDP has gone up, this is gone up, that is gone up, everything has gone up, poor becoming more poorer. There is no helping hand. Then we have to live in the society. The society has to take care of everyone. That's why we need all these free schemes also. But the beneficiaries should not be selected on the basis of vote bank policy. They should be selected on the poorness of them. The real needy people should be selected and they should be helped. They should come out of this and they should start helping others. That is the very purpose of going for the social security schemes or the book captures the Prime Minister Modi's dynamic leadership, which has attracted global investments, fostered startups and transformed India into a leading manufacturing hub. You cannot have too many policy changes every time. Then who will believe you, who will come and invest? It was not like soon after the World War II, there are only very few countries like South Korea, Japan, or Indonesia. These are very few countries who opened up that time. Almost every country's economy is a closed economy. Now the whole world is open. We Indians also going abroad and investing. So getting an investment is not that easy today because the investors got the whole world open and they are having the options many. But our investment in India is growing up every year, every month. That is because of the policy standardization in this country. That is the greatest achievement of our Narendra Modi. The book is more than a scholarly contribution. It is a chronicle of transformation that every citizen of Bharat feels in everyday life. So simple that everybody can understand how we are progressing. When you understand we are progressing, your patriotism goes up, your enthusiasm goes up, your confidence about the country goes up. Then nobody will want to leave this country. They will rather live in this country and contribute more. Under Prime Minister Narendra Modi's India has moved from policy paralysis to purposeful governance, from poverty mindset to prosperity mission, and from dependence to self-reliance. Professor Dr. Sikandar Kumarji deserves appreciation for weaving together the facts, data, and the vision into a single narrative of national pride. That is the greatness of him, and that is the greatness of this book. Economic empowerment of Bharat in the Modi era reminds us the leadership rooted in integrity and vision can truly change the destiny of a nation. This is not only understood by us. I have recently read one article. A businessman from Pakistan has come into India and he wondered what a big change is coming up. That I met recently when I was the governor of Maharashtra, the Brazil governor has come. What an infrastructure facility you are providing in Mumbai. Previously people don't like Mumbai. They like Mumbai who are living there. in spite of the difficulties. Now, moving from one place to other is so simple today compared to those days. And by 2028, when all the infrastructure projects are getting completed, Bombay will be one of the finest city to live in. So why I am telling, Bombay is the financial capital of this country. If you don't have infrastructure, then how people will have the confidence to invest? When Navi Mumbai airport is coming up and Vadhavan deep seaport is coming up, you see how miracle changes are going to come in. So without infrastructure, no economy can grow. That is, every economy grows only with the fundamental infrastructures improvement and fundamental infrastructures availability. And there were days a state has to produce the entire electricity for themselves because national grid was not there. This was introduced by Vajpayee ji, but this gets strengthened only by Modi ji. Now what we produce in Sikkim is reaching Kerala. There is no current cut anywhere. In UP there is no current cut. Those who have gone to Calcutta in 80s, 90s, and 95s, they will always say, shut down, shut down, shut down. Every house, every business premises, you will have at least small generator. Where all the generators have gone now. So this is the infrastructure's benefits that Modi was concentrating on that. Let us celebrate the new Bharat. A Bharat with confidence, a Bharat with capabilities, a Bharat with compassionate, as it marches towards Viksit Bharat 2047 under the inspirational leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji, that everything is possible under the sky, provided we work sincerely, we work with confidence, we never give up till we move towards achieving our goal. In that direction, Modi ji is giving a wonderful leadership. That wonderful leadership's achievements have been wonderfully highlighted by our Sikandar Kumar ji, and I appreciate him for his effort. With these words, India is going to be the superpower of the world. For one thing, not to dictate terms to others, but nobody should dictate terms to us. Jai Hind, long live Mother Bharat. Thank you.